All right, everybody, thank you for listening. We are brought to you by Boss Bears Supplements. Hard work, consistency, and determination are difficult to sustain when your mind and body can't keep up. Fuel your body with what it needs to perform like a boss. Whether you're closing deals, pitching a new business idea, or training in the gym, Boss Bears take your hustle to the next level. Our ingredients are the highest quality with potency and serving sizes that are the gold standard in the industry. Right here we got Boss Bears apple cider vinegar gummy bears. So Boss Bears supplements take regular supplements and put them in the delicious form of a gummy. These are the apple cider vinegar gummies and they are fucking delicious. The sugar content is pretty low. You're going to get all of your daily apple cider vinegar in delicious apple gummy flavor. Check it out. Go to bossbears.com and use code Nicky to save 10%. Okay, we are also brought to you by Clout Power Supplements. Cloutpower.com, Kloutpwr. Go to cloutpower.com and check out Clout Power Supplements. Use code Nicky to save 15% at checkout. They just came out with the new pre-workout flavor Space Candy. It is absolutely delicious. I've tried it myself. My favorite of the pre-workouts is the Mamba Extreme Pre because I'm a guy that likes stims. They also have a stim-free. They have a nootropic pre-workout called Karma that is also very good. They also have some delicious protein and just many great supplements. So go to cloutpower.com, Kloutpwr.com. Use code Nicky to save 15%. All right, man. Clout Power, baby. Let's go. Okay, everybody. Welcome to the Nicky Free Podcast. We are here today with owner of Big Iron Gym. We got Jamie Ehling here.
Yes,
How's
sir.
it going, dude?
Good, yeah. Thank you.
Good. Glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So I guess I was just going to talk to you a little bit about, bodybuilding and everything, man. So how did you get into that?
Yeah, bodybuilding.
Was that something you were always into, or was this something more recent?
The last 5 years or so.
Last 5 years. When you talk to, make sure you talk right into that guy. That's just for the. There you go, dude.
Yeah, 5 years or so.
There, that sounds
anymore.
perfect.
It's like
yeah, just tighten that little guy up there.
almost the last thing I like talking about bodybuilding.
Really? Just like running a business is where it's at, or what?
Yeah, I don't know. I just
That fucking thing. Tighten that bitch up. There you go, dude. But it is something you do.
Yeah, I do it. Yep.
And is that like a passion of yours, or is that just something?
No, it's a passion. I go in and out. I've been doing a little more business stuff, and I kind of fell off from.
Really, just working on growing the gym and everything.
Yeah, I mean every day I'm training hard.
Yeah, obviously you're still hitting it hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I still hit it hard every day, but.
But what was it that got you into that in the first place? Was this something that was the gym a dream before bodybuilding, or was it that you started bodybuilding first and then that gave you the idea to open a gym?
No, I kind of started training first. It was a weight loss journey for me originally.
Right.
Body image.
And how long ago was that, man?
Years. I mean,
like years and years ago. Okay.
Years and years. Yeah, really my whole life. I was chunky when I was little. And,
yeah, like junior high and stuff.
Yeah, and then I started doing construction, and I got my shit tightened up a little bit.
And then from there, so like basically construction was the first thing that kind of got you more, where you're more like have an idea of like how your body works and everything, or just.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Just it was so physical.
It just naturally got you in shape.
Yeah, it naturally got me in shape a little bit.
I got you.
And then the longer I went, I kind of started to put some weight back on again.
Right. Well, I mean, I imagine if you're doing construction, it's like really physical, but you might not be eating the best food either.
Most of those guys are not, yeah.
Because, I did roofing for a number of years.
Most people in general are not eating very well.
Right. And, I mean, it was like, with the roofers, every day it was like break time would come and...
Tacos.
Yeah, it's like go to the gas station and get like the shittiest food that there is, pretty much. So, but yeah, so you got into
that, and then how did that transition into the bodybuilding thing?
Instagram, I think, really.
Was it
following
really?
people on Instagram, you start to see
Yeah.
YouTube. So I kind of did what everybody else does.
Right.
And now I see it all day long. Now that I have the gyms.
Well, you got guys in your gym doing that all day with their cameras and
Just people coming to look and get in shape and lose weight.
yeah.
I feel like that's where everybody starts, is on YouTube. They're looking up intermittent fasting, keto.
Dude, that was everything a few years ago. I remember intermittent fasting. Like, I was there for all those fads, dude. Like, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I think everybody followed all that. Was that something you tried?
I've done all of it, yeah.
You did it all.
One time I fasted for 5 days.
No shit. How did that go for you?
It was terrible, yeah.
Yeah,
That's hard
did
to
you?
do, dude.
Is that something that you still do now, or is
No,
that
I
something?
never fast anymore.
No, but you're just saying it's a fad.
Justin will do it a little bit. You can put intermittent fasting into your dieting if you like it.
I think so too. Yeah, there's definitely a place for it. I think it gives the body a break sometimes. Yeah.
Who was Mountain Dog, that guy that died, that coach, he was into doing that once a week or once every couple weeks, a 24-hour fast. But I don't love it for muscle building. The more consistent you could be with your meals, the better. And
right. Yeah, that makes sense, man. But yeah, okay. So yeah, Instagram, all that shit. I mean, that's kind of like the era we grew up in, right? Like,
yeah, what's new now?
That
It's
influence.
better than Instagram.
I know, dude. It influences so many people.
Twitter. I'm gonna buy a Twitter, or I'm gonna get a Twitter account now that
Elon's taken
Elon's
over.
got
Are you
it,
pretty
yeah.
excited about that?
I don't really give a fuck, but yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do with it now, but
yeah,
I've
been on
he must have a plan, dude. Like,
I've been on the red pill wave for a couple of years now, so
yeah.
I like Elon. I like
No, me too. I like Elon a lot. I don't, because it's always like every couple weeks, you're supposed to hate somebody new, and you're supposed to hate him right now for sure. It's like, but he's cool. I think he's cool. Like, no, I don't know, man. That's funny. Yeah, it seems like every few weeks there's somebody you're supposed to hate or cancel. So,
yeah, I've never really been into that.
but no. But yeah, man. So Instagram, and then, so how many shows have you done?
3 shows.
3 bodybuilding shows?
Emerald Cup, Night of Champions, and then Emerald Cup again. And then I'm going to do Emerald Cup again this year.
This coming year.
Yeah.
Okay, sick, dude.
So that's kind of the one I like to go do.
Yeah, that's
Night
awesome.
of Champions was fun. I like that. It's cool to fly over there. It's at a hotel.
Where was that one?
Spokane.
Okay, so not too far away.
So that's kind of like all-inclusive. You show up. The hotel's right there. It's in the casino.
Yeah, is that pretty fun?
If you have to do a show, if you want to do a show, I think the venue is a big part of it. I mean,
yeah, like the excitement and just all the people that are there and stuff. Like
the Northwest, we went to that now that they moved it. We went and checked that out last weekend.
Okay.
And that's in Auburn at the Muckleshoot. And the Muckleshoot doesn't have a hotel, but next year they will. And
right.
I think that'll be a pretty cool one. You could be there.
Hell yeah, dude.
Lots of people are there. It's an event center. There's gambling. You could go right to the restaurants in the casino afterwards and eat all your snacks and junk food.
Like right after the show?
Yeah, right after.
Yeah,
you go down and start snacking on stuff.
Is that like a fun part of the show, dude? Like, I've never done a show, so...
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I'm going to do that one in April as well. I'm going to do the Emerald Cup, so that's the first one I'm going to ever do.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be fun. But I've never experienced that, so you should tell us a little bit about that. Like, it's pretty fun to like go find some place to eat right after a show, huh? Like after you've been depleted for so long.
Well, what's the most dieting that you've ever done? I mean, you never really been hungry like that?
I mean, I guess I got close. Like, he got me down pretty lean, like as a trial kind of. But I don't think it was quite where you guys get on shows. It was pretty down there. Like, I was pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, Yeah, you get hungry. Water, you get really thirsty when you start cutting that water out.
Right.
So once I kind of fought at the Emerald Cup this year, I was like,
I think I saw you there, man. Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
was there
did.
watching.
So like all my, and now I'm pissed because all my videos and stuff that I did, I mean, they look good. When I look back, I'm like, oh, I look good, but I drank a bunch of water between prejudging
And you wished you would.
and the night show. I wish I wouldn't have. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But yeah.
So those like those little things you learn that you just didn't know, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So for next time, you'll remember that.
Every time you get a little more discipline. Some people are like super like on top of it and they're not fucking up and they do everything. But either way, you know, my first show, I was all over the place. I was cheating,
Right.
fucking up.
No shit.
Yeah, and then the next show I got a little better, a little more tired.
What was what do you when you cheat or fuck up? What is it you go to? Is it just anything, or is there a certain meal that you like?
No, it's oatmeal. It usually starts with fucking oatmeal or something.
It's some carb that,
Yeah,
that sets
I'll
out.
binge on carbs at nighttime. If I don't have enough carbs in my diet, I'll start binging on carbs.
Right, it's like this thing that takes over. I've been there before.
With insulin, once that insulin hits, especially if you do sugar, like when you start fucking throwing sugar in and eating granola bars and shit.
Oh, that'll set you right off.
Spikes you, and then
Then you want more. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's so weird how the body works like that, man.
But you can use it, and the more you learn your body, you know that's essentially what you're trying to do on show day is fill up with all that shit.
On that
Spike
day,
your insulin. Yeah,
that's when you get all like jacked up on it. Yeah.
Yeah, suck the water out of your skin and.
Well, that's kind of like if you've ever, like you're talking about intermittent fasting, if you ever do fast for like a long period of time and then you eat a bunch of carbs, you just look like fucking like all your veins start popping out and you look just jacked. You know, it's like, because I remember that from fasting. Like you fast for like 24 hours and then you eat a bunch of carbs, your body just looks like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like even when you're natural and you eat a bunch of carbs, it's just like.
Yeah, you'll have a good time. You'll like doing that, dude.
Dude, I'm excited for that. Yeah, it's just because I've never done it before, man. You know, like, so I wanna try the experience of it. But so, how did you get from bodybuilding? How many years did you do that before you decided to open a gym? And how did you get that plan? Was that something that you and your wife decided together? Was it like a goal you guys had, or?
No, I mean.
How did that come to be?
As I was doing construction, I kind of always was wanting to find ways to make more money.
Right.
You know, just like everybody wants to make more money, right? So,
so are you still doing construction now?
no, I don't do construction.
Yeah, you got out of that. So that was like a goal. Was that the goal to get out of that eventually?
Yeah, I want to find something else that I could do. And then, you know, now that I do it, it's like there's so much better ways to make money.
Yeah.
Out there. I think when you don't know, my whole family has been blue collar family.
Right, same,
you know,
dude.
my whole life. So that's all you know is no unions or everything. And my parents moved out here. They're like, oh, the union's so great. So I got into a union. Union is great. You know, you get paid more than you get paid roofing for somebody for 20. You go. Getting a legit union, you get $40, $50 an hour now.
Gotcha.
And the wages are good. You get benefits. So it's not bad, but you're always going to be capped there at what you can make for that hour. You know, $50 an hour is your cap. You know, so get really good. You know, where you're a foreman, maybe you could talk another $10 an hour out of them.
But there's going to be a limit, is what you're saying. There's going to be a cap.
Yeah, there's going to be a limit, you know. If you could get people working for you, making money for you, you know, other streams of income coming in, passive income. I feel like that's how people really start to make money. So I've been working on that for a long time. The first thing we did was open up a coffee stand.
I saw that when I was actually researching you to make your bio for this. I saw that you actually have a coffee stand,
Yeah,
too,
that's the very first
which I love coffee. Yeah.
You'll like our stand.
Is it good stuff? Yeah, I'm sure it is, man.
But anymore, I just drink black coffee anymore.
Right. Where's the coffee stand at that you have?
Lake Stevens.
Lake Stevens? Okay, nice.
Yeah, so that's been going for a while.
So that was kind of your first thing where you were going into business, sort of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We bought a second one. And my wife was kind of doing that business. She had the kids, and I would do construction. So we started to make a little bit of extra money, save that up.
Yep.
I flipped the one coffee stand, made some money off that.
Nice.
And really, I wanted to find something that I like to do.
Yeah.
So, what do I like to do? I don't really know what I like to do, It's like I was lifting weights and going to work, and that was it. So, a gym, that would be great. And I kind of started to think about different ways to do it. I seen how Jeff did his gym over there.
Yep.
And I didn't quite have the money to just go, I don't have good credit. So I wasn't just going to be able to go get a $500,000 loan.
Right.
So I just always spinning my wheels on that. I started to pick up a little bit of used equipment here, used equipment there, find like nice old school shit that was real
It's
functional.
still good. Yep.
And that's why I put stuff together. I put it in my garage. I had bought a house in the meantime, so I bought houses and sold houses twice and made not a lot, 50, 60 grand off each time I sold my house.
But you're learning stuff that whole
Yeah,
time.
so just stack up money a little bit, start to get bigger chunks.
Okay, yeah.
Put that into the gym. I got some more money, and so, I've made a couple things now, but I still live in an apartment. I'm living in an apartment outside the town center in Mill Creek.
Yep.
Everything I make I think people think I got, I'm really stacking it up, but everything I got just goes back into the businesses.
Yeah, I mean, that's most people that are entrepreneurs, right? Like, it seems like, yeah, I think people have a different perception of, like, how much money people make when they're running a business, because it's like a lot of it goes right back in and you're taking risks and stuff, I assume. Like,
yeah, it's all going back into it, so, it could all fold up tomorrow. Yeah. But the important part, I guess, is really just, you always hear people say it, like investing in yourself. What you're doing here with the podcast, I mean, that's cool. You're trying to do something.
Right.
Maybe you won't ever make any money off of it.
Right, but it's
Maybe
better to do it.
Yeah. You'll learn a lesson from it either way.
100%. That's why, it's like, I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to start doing it like twice a week and just like do it no matter what. And like, it's like some days, like this is fun, dude. I love doing it. But it is like some days like you don't really want to do it.
You got to invest in this stuff.
But
it didn't cost nothing,
No, that's what I'm saying. But you have to do it too. Like you have to put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter like what kind of day you got going on. If you have a guest that day, you just have to do it. Like say like it's just like anything. It's like, and you have to do it consistently. So it's like, and so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with if anything will, but I'm gonna try it. It's like why not?
Yeah, you bought the stuff, you bought the gear,
Yeah.
you're doing research on people. I think it's great, dude. I think it's awesome.
Oh, it's so fun, dude. It's like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where like you see somebody else do something and then you just like, well, what, why can they do that, but I can't? Well, you just have to do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the only difference is they just went and did it. It's like,
yeah.
Right? I mean, same thing for like being a gym owner. Like you wanted to do something and you made it happen.
Yeah, gym owner. Yeah, that's great. People come up to me and they're like, "Oh man, that's so cool." And like I said, it's only been a couple years. Who knows? It could all fold under, but
you're just always thinking of something else, huh? Yeah, like.
Yeah, I'm trying to help my buddy with his. I don't know that it's. I'm kind of fucking scattered like that mentally, so
yeah,
I've always got a lot of shit going on. Probably too much shit going on. My buddy Tariq, he's doing car detailing and mobile, so we got him a truck going in that. So if anybody out there needs car details, mobile mechanic, brakes, let me know. I got you covered on that.
But having all these different things, that's got to be like, it's a lot to juggle, but that's good, right? I mean.
Yeah, you learn a lot. And like lately what I've been learning is more like a lot about marketing, the importance of. I didn't want to put any money in that originally, and people call me all the time, like,
Yeah, marketing.
Yo, and you always feel like, it's kind of a scam. I'm gonna get. It's essential to anything, even doing this,
Yeah.
you should be doing paid ads for people to.
Right. I mean, if
to
you
catch
want
on
it to
to
go anywhere, like nobody's going to see it otherwise. But it is weird. You're right. You get all these things that you don't know if they're scams because like you're constantly getting shit sent to you. Whether on Instagram or for the podcast or like, it's like, or even like if you're
just like dieting or anything else, right? So right now, that's my business. I'm selling people diets. I'm selling people coaching, which we've got a great coaching program. If anybody needs coaching, you want to lose some weight.
Yeah, you got to give a shout out. Tell them how they can like. Well, we'll do that at the end too if you want.
You're always gonna have reasons why you can't. That's a scam. I gotta. People come into me. I'm charging a couple $100 a month for a light. We're gonna pay $1,000 this year, $2,000 for something that's gonna change your entire life if you follow through with it. Like the value is insane. But people will still struggle over that, like, like it's a scam or something. And it's the same attitude that I was taking towards marketing and stuff. Like, so it's worst case scenario, you hire somebody to do marketing for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So is that something did you research it a lot, or did you just like jump in with somebody, or
I just jumped in with somebody, and I don't know like the stuff that we've done so far if it's a good fit.
But either way, you're learning.
Either way, you're learning.
Okay.
Dude. Like, even if it's a fuck up, you're like, oh, okay, I see where that's fucked up. Now you know something about it.
Now that makes a lot of sense.
Jump into another one, So,
that's funny you say that because like I get that shit all the time online, and some of it looks pretty good. Now that I don't know, but yeah, definitely getting yourself out there. Like you can't do it all on your own. Like it's like you're trying to get this algorithm to like push you out there. By just posting shit constantly and.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, I always look at it like, I used to really stress about spending money. If anything, now I'm freewheeling with money, which is not great. But, if you're holding on to, like, pennies.
Yeah.
Like, you got $1,000 in your account, it's a lot to fucking be like, I got to spend something on this, right?
Yeah.
But also, you got to look at it like...
like it brings more money.
What do I got to lose? I only got $1,000 in my account. I can't get any much worse than that, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like you spend that and you hit and you get the return.
It makes sense. It's kind of like you have to invest to make money, right? I mean, it's kind of like you like you said, you hire a personal trainer, you invest in yourself, but it's actually like you end up being able to make more money because you've invested in yourself. You've gotten yourself.
Think about everything you learned. Working with Jordan, whoever you're working with. Is that you work with?
Yeah. Oh, it's totally...
I've worked with so many coaches now, so it's not just the value that you got from doing that, but, you've learned how to eat, learned how to train. Like, that's a skill set.
And that was something I invested.
Like, you could go out and use that skill set and make money for yourself now if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Like, so all of that
But
stuff,
that cost me money, so that is the point you're making. It's like...
Yeah, but it costs you... At first, you're like, I don't know.
But it's valuable.
$100 a month? Damn, I don't know. But, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it all day long because I'm doing it all day long. So it's like...
yeah, man.
Yeah, you gotta put that investment in.
So you guys do training packages? What do you guys do for people? You get, like, diet and meal plans?
We do everything now. We got personal trainers.
Yep.
For a while, I had that, I was kind of trying to contract that out to people.
Yep.
It just, every time I tried, it just got messy. And so now I just do it all in-house.
Right.
We got our own people that come up through the program that are personal trainers. My partner, Justin Naybauer, he does the coaching.
Yep.
We got people helping with that, too, answering emails.
So it's kind of also getting other people... Like, delegating things is important, too, then, huh? Getting a team working on stuff. Where you're not doing
my
it all
brother,
yourself.
he does great. My brother trains right here in Bellevue. He does amazing. Makes good money.
Right.
But he's locked into that. It's just him in there. He's getting somebody finally now. We're going to I think he's going to come in and work with us and make our business just one thing and start working together. But, right now the way he's got it set up is great. I mean, he makes top dollar for a personal trainer here in Bellevue. Long-term clients he's had for a long time.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, the amount of money he gets is directly tied to every hour that he works. That's what he gets paid for, So,
Right.
yeah, you can get your wage up to $100 an hour.
But is he doing like online training too, or just
personal? Yeah,
just
he does some
in
virtual
person?
coaching too.
Some virtual. But it's like you're saying he can't like delegate anything out. It's all him. So like he's still
until you start delegating.
He's
out,
still
yeah,
basically trading time for money, is what you're
You're
saying.
going to be trading time for money. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so like the goal is like you said, passive income, right? I mean,
it might not be passive.
Well,
the
maybe
coaching
not in
business
that,
is
but I mean-
it's definitely not passive, right? But if you could train somebody to help you do the coaching with you, and I think a lot of people are afraid that they're going to get fucked over. Like, I don't want to teach somebody how to do this coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's kind of the wrong way to look at it. If you want to bring people in, train them how to do what you're doing, now they can help make money for you.
And they're learning themselves.
They're gaining value as well.
Yeah, it's funny because actually, like, I've been reading a lot of books about business and stuff, and you actually sound a lot like some of those books I'm reading. So you must kind of know what you're doing.
Well, I hope
yeah,
so.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say like, that's
I'll
pretty
learn it
dope
too.
because like, I'm like literally reading. I can't remember what it's called right now, but actually, you sound a lot like that book because it's like, they say sometimes you got to hire people and, if those people don't want to do it, just say, all right, I'll find somebody else, because it's like they'll get, it's kind of what you said, like you get value. Like I hire a coach and then I learn things, but now it's like, so I paid money, but I got value out of it. And then it's value that you can use, it's skills that you can use to make more money, so it's like, it makes sense.
Yeah. And even if you paid what you thought at the time would be not a good, like say you $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
You're like, man, that's way too much. But even if you didn't get your $1,000 worth back, right, you still learned what value it was.
Right.
So the next time you can make a better decision. So bringing it back to the marketing thing, I was like, that's why I just been diving into more of that. Like, let me hire this guy, see what they could do. Did I get what I wanted out of them? Did I learn anything? If I didn't, I'll just shoot to another one. Don't make no sense to be holding yourself back
Right.
for 2-3 years, scared to make a decision.
Yeah, so it's
When
more
you
like
when you'd be light years down the line just by pulling the trigger on something, and even if you got fucked and the guy never did nothing, and made and stole $5,000 from you, if you can afford to take that hit, well, then you just learned a lesson. You just move on to the next guy, and eventually you'll find.
So basically,
the
you're
right
saying
path.
even in like negative things, you're learning lessons.
Even negative things.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
learn lessons. Yeah.
But it's more like the value of just taking action, is what you're saying,
you take an action
versus just thinking about stuff or being scared to do stuff.
it's everything. You got to take action.
I think you're right. Yeah, yeah. That is a good lesson, man.
Can't think about how many people are thinking about doing bodybuilding shows. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, for what? Just go do a show, and then either you like it or you don't like it. You do the next one.
That is funny, dude, because that's how it is. You just think about it forever.
Yeah. I want to get a little bit bigger.
I mean, that's what it was like for wrestling, dude. It's like I didn't want to just think about wrestling. I just wanted to do it, so I just went and did it. It's like, and yeah, man. Imagine if I couldn't have imagined my life without that in it.
Are you still wrestling?
No, I haven't wrestled since 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not since I moved here. But I guess my point was more like, if I would have never done it, like I would have missed out on so much. I mean, even like you said, like I don't think I'd even be who I am today if it hadn't been for wrestling. Like you said, that confidence building and like learning how to lift weights and like learning like I wouldn't have known how to do any of that stuff if it wasn't for wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, because basically that was my story. Like I went to college and ended up like living nearby a bunch of friends of mine who were like a couple grades older than me in school, and they were all into lifting. So I'm like, all right, I'll try lifting. And those guys like basically got me in shape. I had never lifted, but I guess I lifted a little bit with my uncle. So shout out to my uncle Jeff. He like was the first person that gave me like a basic routine. But then when I got to college, like, we would like literally like lift weights, stay up all. We'd go to like Blockbuster, rent a bunch of fucking like Stallone movies, stay up like watching those, not do our homework, and then go to the gym. Like it was like on repeat, and that's what gave me the confidence to like be like, I want to do this pro wrestling thing. But like, imagine if you just didn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's like the thing about action versus, if you're scared of something, you should go do it.
I think so. Yeah, you should always be doing something that's making you uncomfortable a little bit.
Right.
You know.
I think that's kind of like, that's
even
that's
when
the
you're
lesson.
fucking up, you're learning shit. I have no doubt in my mind. So much fear has been taken away from me at this point in my life.
Just
from who knows? Shit could always happen, right? But like, I don't really worry like I used to about my job. Yeah, I do. Like, that would be horrible if something happened. Oh, taxes, I get fucked on this, get fucked on that. There's a lot of different little things I'm still learning about business, but I have no doubt I could go make $20,000 a month easy. If I lost everything, because I know the process for how to do it. Now.
Right.
Like, I could just get a little bit of seed money and I could go start something else up somewhere.
So it's basically like you have the skills.
You learn the skills
that give you the ability to make
level,
money.
And you just hear that. I'm big on watching different guys that are successful too, and reading books and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's definitely levels to it.
So it takes away a lot of that fear. Where like if you're scared to like leave that like 9-to-5 job because you have that fear because you really don't have any other skills or any way to do anything.
Yeah, doing a bodybuilding show is not a scary thing to me anymore.
Yeah.
When you do your first one, you're like, oh, how am I gonna look?
It's gonna be a little scary. Yeah.
But once you've done it, then you know what it takes to get in shape. So it's like, okay, here we go. It's not a big deal. You want to push for more.
True.
Okay, so there's motivation there, but I'm not like scared how I'm gonna look. I know that I'll get to at least this level.
Right.
And then I want to see how good can I get. At my next show, how much better can I get than the last one?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. That kind of like reminds me of. I mean, that kind of goes to say like, they say if people win the lottery, like it doesn't matter because they're gonna lose it all anyway.
Yeah, it's gone.
Because they're the skill level that they have the to keep or make money is at a certain level, so it doesn't matter how much money you give them, they're gonna lose it. It's like, but if you took like a billionaire's money away, he'd probably become a billionaire again.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because he has the skill set to do that.
Well, they did that show with Grant Cardone.
Yeah,
they paid him the Discovery Channel. He did.
Okay.
I forget which they did, but anyways, they take away all his money, put him somewhere, and see how long it takes him to become a millionaire again. And he does it within like 90 days or something. He starts by.
That's fucking wild. Like
being a salesman at an RV store, and then he flips some cars, does a couple. It just takes you through the progression of how he gets.
He just has this skill set.
Got a skill
to
set
make
to
money.
Do it. Yeah, and it's all the more and more you learn about business, it starts with marketing.
Yep.
Get leads in.
Yeah.
Flows down to the sales process. There's a skill involved with selling things, right? If you get hella good at sales, you could make a lot of money doing commissions for people because, there's a psychology to doing sales. And there's so much information online now with YouTube and Instagram.
Oh, it's everywhere, man. Yeah.
That you could just learn so many skills now.
So who are some of the people you'd say to watch on Instagram or like YouTube that were some of the people that were the most valuable to you to learn from?
Oh, inspirational?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I like to watch Wes Watson, this dude that's been to prison and he's just like a motivational speaker now.
Okay.
Sadhguru, Indian guy.
Oh, yeah. I see you post that dude's shit. His stuff's great.
That I post on there, yeah. I mean,
there's that Naval guy. Remember Naval? His stuff's pretty good. He's a dude, too, where he's like, I think, a billionaire.
Yeah.
It's just Naval. But he's... he just talks about like how people overthink everything, and he's like, it's just about leverage and this and that. Like he basically says he could just become a millionaire again if you took all his money pretty easily.
I'm sure he could, and
it's pretty crazy, dude. But that Sadhguru guy, that dude's funny, man.
And money's not everything. That's the other thing, dude. Is like, yeah, money.
Well, I think most people that have money know that too.
you know, at some and like right now I've kind of worked myself. You know, I got a hair up my ass and started doing a fucking ton of work recently. And
But you're like got a family and stuff too, so you got a lot of other things.
yeah, it does. You know, sometimes I'm like, man, hold on, I'm doing a little too much right now. Like, as soon as you have enough money to sustain yourself, like I don't have to worry. I could go eat whatever the fuck I want to eat. If I really wanted to buy a new car, I would buy a new car. Is it gonna make me feel great? You know, if I had a fucking, I could go get a G-Wagon if I wanted to go get a G-Wagon. You know, like,
Yeah.
it would be expensive for me. Like, that would be a major expense. But, like, that's a car that I would like to get. I could. It wouldn't be worth it, you know? Like, I wouldn't get that much. If I had if I had way money and I could just buy it and it wouldn't be a big deal, yeah, I would probably drive one of those around. But,
so it's kind of like about how much can you actually,
I just, like, what the value that you're getting out of it. Like, for me, it's more about security now. As far as, like, I'm starting to think about maybe starting to invest some money, take a chunks and start investing it just so my family is secure, you know, get a nice house. We're going to start looking for houses. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of it is all really just personal development and whatever I'm feeling at the moment, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you start trying to do things, then you see where you're fucked up. Like,
Well, it's probably also like you only have so much energy you can put into, like if you've already got yourself put into all these different things, there's only so much like, you know, focus you can put on.
yeah, you only have so much bandwidth, you know.
Right.
But I still some days will lay around and watch cartoons and shit, you know, if I want to. So,
I mean, I think you got to do that, dude. Like, you got kids, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, some people do.
I think it's good. Well,
Elon Musk ain't doing any of that shit, right?
That's true, though. He's not.
Is he any happier than I am? I don't know. I mean, you know, who knows?
Now, if you do that, if you take the time to rest like that, do you beat yourself up over it, or do you feel guilty if you take that time, or no?
No, I'm pretty good about, you know, I've got,
You just chill. It's like not a big deal.
until I become uncomfortable enough.
Well, I was gonna say because that's what I do, dude.
Uncomfortable enough that I'm like, damn, I got to do something. You know, so that's a flow. You don't want to beat yourself up too much. You know, everybody goes through rhythms in their life, I think, and that's what I've learned is like a lot of the time it looks like, you know, if I had my personal development nailed down, you know, I wouldn't be scrolling Instagram as much as like. There's still a lot of room for improvement for me to improve in areas.
Oh yeah,
but
100%, dude.
You know, you gotta give yourself. I don't want to say give yourself a break, but you gotta be realistic with yourself too, and just start working on shit. Everybody goes through ups and
right.
downs. Like, don't sit there and kill yourself over.
You don't want to sit and dwell on it.
You want to motivate yourself to get out and fix your problems,
right?
But you know, everybody gets a little bit depressed and then has states where they're more active. You know.
Yep. Yeah, there's states where you're killing it for a while, you're killing it, and then you just hit like a bad spot for a while. And if you dwell on the bad spot, I feel like you get stuck there, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I'm not big on, on like antidepressants and all that shit. I think they are really like quick to prescribe that stuff nowadays.
Oh yeah.
And it's
they just did a big study on that. You know, like that they basically found out that SSRIs or being not on SSRIs, it's about the same thing.
Yeah, I mean my mother.
So it's like
diagnosed schizophrenic, bipolar. I mean, it was definitely some craziness when I was a kid. And so as I grew up, I kind of had naturally like an aversion to like these medications and shit that they put people on. Because, you know, I just always wondered, like, man, do they fuck her up by putting on all these crazy
sometimes it's like the medicine's worse than the disease type shit.
I don't know, yeah, because, I mean, some people really do need that stuff, right?
Some people need it, though.
But, you know, I've always been very careful, so I never got into any of that. And I easily could have been times in my life where I'm like, oh, you know, and they would have just come and give me some Xanax, give me some...
They will, if you go to the doctor and say I'm depressed, they'll just give you whatever they're trying to sell at the minute.
I mean, you got ADHD?
Yeah, they love giving you
try this, try Ritalin, they'll give it to you.
Like you said, I'm not saying there's not a place for it, because some people need it. And there's times where I think you should always listen to, the doctors and everything. But me personally, yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah, don't listen to
what
your
about
doctors all
Kanye,
the
dude?
time,
You think he needs some he needs some medication right now, or?
I don't know how you get $4 billion if you fucking really.
That's
need
what I'm
medication.
saying, dude.
I
If
don't
he
believe
was,
that shit.
imagine if he was medicated, would he?
He might be. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like they make it. It's not like. Maybe that's a natural part of human rhythms. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'll get down and depressed and get fucked up, and then I get myself out of it. You know, like it's just like, how do I get myself out of it? All right, man, fuck. It's a daily battle. To get tomorrow, you know what? I'm gonna go start hitting the weights again, harder. I'm gonna get back on my cardio, get back on my diet.
Right, and sometimes
do
those
some positive shit, and then the positive shit adds up, and you get on a roll. You know.
Yeah, and sometimes those negatives,
life's
like,
not a straight line.
No, you're right. Well, that's what I guess I was gonna say. Sometimes those negatives are like why you have such a good positive for a while, because you like just got like disgusted with yourself in the negative, and it like motivates you to just fucking go, And so sometimes maybe you need those negatives, like.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some universal laws, and like
it's kind of like yin and yang. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, dude. Like you pay a price for anything. Every time you have a really big high, there's gonna be a fucking letdown with that.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like nothing lasts forever. You gotta weigh the prices of shit.
That's why I think you got to be careful when you're on the highs, dude.
Yeah.
Because I do that too, where I get like, I'm like, stuff starts going so well.
Yeah, you're invincible.
And I'm like, okay, dude, you got to chill the fuck out. Like, you need to calm down, because it's like, yeah, don't get carried away.
Yeah, you got to enjoy yourself too. Yeah, we just got to know, like, don't think that's going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever.
But that is a good question.
That helps you enjoy it. When you're on top and you're feeling on top, enjoy it, in my opinion, because it's not going to last forever.
Right, you got to enjoy those highs, but like, I think you raised a good question. Like, I mean, would a guy like Kanye be as good without his mental health being the way it is? Like, who knows? Like,
well, yeah, I mean,
like, who knows? Because I mean, the dude is kind of a fucking musical genius. It's like, who knows if he would have reached those highs without his brain working the way that it works? And right now, it's fucking him. But
it's fucking him. I mean, I don't know. Is it fucking him? Like,
no, I think he'll be fine.
He's only got $1 billion now. Like, I don't know.
Well, and I think he'll come out of it somehow too. I mean, I think he'll be fine in the future. Like,
or whatever. Maybe he's knows what he's saying, and he's saying it for a reason. Like, there's a lot of shit.
I find it fascinating listening to him. Yeah.
Yeah, like you get if you just were to listen to a clip that's like, oh, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. You're like, damn,
It's like,
but you can sit there and listen to like a conversation that he's having for 20 minutes. It doesn't quite sound that bad. You know what I'm saying? He's
doing it for a
specific group of people in Hollywood that are controlling everything. And there's probably some sick ass truth to that, dude. Like, shit ain't straightforward. Like they make it seem like, oh, it's Donald Trump versus fucking Joe Biden, dude. You think those guys have shit to do with anything? Either one of them could affect anything to do with COVID or any of these globalist things that they're doing. Like, that shit is planned, dude.
The globalist shit? Like, what about, is that like, what's that fucking global economic forum shit? Like,
all of that, man. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know, but,
yeah, that shit's
try not
creepy.
to get too wrapped up into it, but, yeah, like, they're definitely influencing us. And
oh yeah,
to just, as long as people think that it's like Democrat and Republican, and I used to be way liberal, and now I've been leaning way more Republican.
I was gonna say, I knew that you used to be a lot more liberal too.
I
could
would
just
still
tell.
say I'm liberal. Like,
same,
it's like
same. Well,
I would not say I'm not liberal. Like, I'm all about.
But it's just kind of the bullshit from lately.
I have no problem with.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
LGBTQ,
right.
you know. But, that doesn't mean I want to have sex with a tranny. And if someone does, that's hella cool. That's cool for them. I'm way liberal. Like, I have no.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I could tell that because I've seen some of the stuff you posted, like in support of LGBTQ stuff and stuff like that. So, but I think a lot of people are very sick of just woke stuff, and how they use it to Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's but you can't even attribute that to individual people. I think they don't even know what they're caught up in. I don't think, because the way that it's set up is to be like, oh, it's Donald Trump is and the Republicans want to take away your abortion rights, and Democrats want to make all your kids gay.
Yeah.
And so they just play on people to like
Oh, it's just
to
fear.
fight over the little bullshit.
Yeah, it's all fear stuff.
And never mind the stuff that 99, if politicians really like genuinely represented us,
Well, they could
then the
solve
stuff
everything.
that everybody agrees on would be like, who do you think that anybody in the general populace really wants money to be involved in politics?
No.
Every single person would be
But
like,
it'll never
yeah.
get out of there.
So that would be an easy one, right? We should be able to knock that out.
Yeah, so if they actually did their job, that would be the first thing that would go. Boom.
Yeah, but never mind the stuff that we all agree on. They, so that as long as you're focusing on the shit that we don't, then
Dude, I was watching Bill Burr with Bill Maher, and it's like this is exactly what Bill Burr was talking about. If it wasn't just a bunch of bullshit, they could literally solve everything, just like easily.
There's plenty of stuff that is solvable
like,
that we all agree on. That is not beneficial,
But that's not part of their show, and
it's not part of the plan, So,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
But whatever. I know I didn't get that vaccine, so that's where I'm at with that. I'm clean and free on that one.
You were you had the gym at the time, right? So you didn't have any kind of like reason, like no, you didn't have work that made you get it or anything like that. Like
no, luckily.
Because a lot of people had to get it because of their job,
Yeah, I mean, there definitely would have been job sites that would have been trying to make me get that. And jobs. And now you're starting to see that they're contesting that shit in court and winning in some cases. Because it's just, your gut tells you that it's not right. And even people that I knew that supported it, that whole thing snowballed. And a lot of those people, I don't think even necessarily agreed with the shit that was going on. But
I think a lot of it
I had
was
points when my wife was crying to me, so stressed out about not having the vaccine, feeling pressure to get it from the people that were in her circle.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How fucked up is that, dude? Like, that's my own personal medical decision to make for my kids and my family that all had already caught the virus and were immune to it. Like, and she was like that stressed out that she felt like we were going to be excluded from society.
Well, and in a way you kind of are. That was what it was like. It was like you got treated like you're like, I don't know, just like the
you couldn't go in a restaurant without proof of vaccination in Seattle.
Yeah, it was really a weird time.
I mean, that was only a few months ago. To think about that, right? Like,
yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
That's not that long
I mean, it was
ago.
the weirdest thing I've ever lived through. I'm going to say that. And I thought there was a ton of government overreach,
And I don't think that it's just some situation that just organically popped up. Like, whoa, we didn't know. Who knows? Oh, whoa, we're just making decisions on the fly. Like, to me,
you don't think a lot of it could have been like they're just worried about how it looks to them, and then like almost like they're trying to keep the population happy, and that's what the population here was asking for, kind of.
But it was nationwide, even places where they didn't want that. And even if Trump was in there...
Yeah, because he's like, back home...
Do you think if Trump was in office, which he was for some of it, but if he had been through all of it, that would have been fixed or cleaned up? Like,
I wonder what that would have been.
So far beyond even our political system now. Like, it was worldwide, dude. And
that was weird.
Like, yeah, you might have some little pockets that were able to resist it a little bit. But it just seems to me like when you look at the scale of what was going on, like, people just don't collaborate on and it all just works out so perfectly like that. Like,
well, it is weird because now it's like we've just forgotten about it.
They're looking for ways to control the populace, and that was a little like, how far can we push people,
Well, it does, like, that World Economic Forum thing, they definitely had something about, some literature about, like, vaccine passports and stuff like that. So, like,
all of that.
It was kind of like, they're going to see how far they can take that stuff. And it was actually kind of sad to see that most people just went along with it all.
Yeah,
for the most part. I mean, a lot of people did, and a lot of people like this is bullshit, and people got passionately like it was weird seeing like because I kind of grew up liberal too, and it was definitely weird seeing liberals who I always thought were like kind of like fight the man, like fuck the power. That's what I grew up like. Who cares if these people want to live like this? Or who care? Like we don't want, oppression from religion and oppression from these groups telling us how to live. And then
very punk rock, right?
It was very punk rock, and all rockers.
All these people with punk rock tattoos and shit are like, go get.
All of a sudden, like, you should totally listen to the government and everything they say and believe them. Even though just 5 years ago I would have said like the pharmaceutical industry is a scam.
Pfizer, come on.
It was weird. I'll give you that. It's like and maybe it's like. I've already kind of like, it seems like we've moved on from it now, and I'm already like forgiving all that, but it is like, I mean, I was pissed during that time. It was fucked up.
It's not individual people are not the ones to be pissed at, like, because I honestly, just don't think people know better, and you have to be a little bit skeptical to be able to see past that stuff. And most people are not. You want to believe that life is how it's presented to you on face value.
Right.
And to like think something else is almost too much of an overload for your mind. That's why it's so easy to just be like, no, this is what's presented to me. I know this is, that's your reality. Right. So when
a lot of people like are, and you take it for granted if you don't think. So I because I came from the pro wrestling world, I view everything through that lens. So I'd like know that most everything in the world is kind of a production.
Yeah.
And there's always like base level reality, and then there's how we present things. And so like, I mean, to me, like I can't really take politics too serious because it's just a lot like pro wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what to make of all of it, dude. It was fucking weird. It was really weird.
Probably won't be able to post this on YouTube now, dude.
I don't know, dude. We'll see. I'll ask you after the show if you want me to. Like, I don't care myself, but
no, I don't care. They'll
okay.
ban it. They won't let you.
They might take it down. Yeah. Well, they'll definitely give it a warning or something. I got my first one of those on Facebook, and all we did is post. It was just like me telling the joke that Tim Dillon did. Tim Dillon, the comedian?
Yeah, I watched the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, he's a big fat comedian. He's funny as fuck, but he had like some joke about like how different areas would talk about the, vaccine, and he's in New York, and they're all like, "Oh, you go, girl, get that vaccine." And he's like, "Then I was in Texas," and the guy's like, "Dude, I got this YouTube video that you should probably watch about that." Like he said that's what his doctor said. So it was like two contrasting points of view. And all I did is repeat that joke just how I did now. I was telling somebody how funny it was, and that got a COVID warning on Facebook, just that little clip.
Yeah, and I'm way against that. And I think everybody should be against that because it's amazing to me that there's even a debate over it. Because it's just, like, that's a value that is, like, if you value... Like, any more freedom, like, it seems like, oh, freedom. People are rolling their eyes at it. Like, that's, like, a conservative thing to do. Like,
I know.
No, dude, that's, like, that's our rights as human beings, and in order for you to have to speak your mind is the most basic thing. Like, and that's why we have to, and the ACLU, all these democratic organizations 5 years ago would always have fought for that,
Right, I think so too. It's
that's what's the crazy thing that's been switching. That's like, whoa, dude. Really?
Imagine if you gave that kind of power to the people that you disagree with.
Even the KKK, all those. That's why all of those things are protected historically.
Right.
Because that becomes the thin line between like thought crime, right? Like, oh, that's the thoughts that you're having are not okay to have. You know? And
thought policing's not good because it's like
that's not good, dude.
And that's what I say. So like, imagine if you are somebody that's like trans or something right now, and then you gave the kind of power that we're talking about right now. Say that people came into power that thought that was completely wrong, and they have no right to live their life like that, and they shouldn't even exist. And now they have the same kind of power that you're trying to have right now. So like, it would be illegal to even talk about like being trans online, or it would be illegal to like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I always think it's like, be careful with what power you're trying to wield, because unless you want the people that have the exact opposite opinions of you to have that same power, you shouldn't have it either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the number one.
Like, no one should have that
core
power.
tenet of any free society.
Yeah.
And any society that's oppressed, that's always, an indicator of an oppressive power is the news media is not allowed to report on certain things. The state will gain control of the narrative, and everything else is
Right.
is taboo. At best taboo. And at worst a crime to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of a free speech absolutist myself, dude. I just don't.
Everybody should be.
I'm sure there's like obviously certain things, but for the most part, I just don't believe in censorship. And that is weird because that used to be such a liberal thing,
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why it was so weird to me with like the Neil Young thing when he like did that with the Joe Rogan podcast, where it's like Neil Young's like the dude that was always like, free speech and all this shit. And now he's like the one saying like, well, I'm taking my music off unless you censor this guy. Like that shit was weird. It was like everything flipped during that. For me, I was like...
And what it's about, I mean, at the end of the day, to me, is like, when I really started to flip was COVID, because I have some values that I live by that are the most important values. So when that shit starts to change, and I identified myself as like a Democrat, like I'm very liberal.
Right.
Right? So that was like a little process for me, right? Like, whoa, what's going on here? Because I didn't want to fold on my values, and then the shit that is starting to be pushed with the group that I identify with is starting to be contrary from what...
Now, has that given you a lot of, like, issues with some of your friends in the group that you are in, like your peer group?
No, I don't get it. And to the most part, I don't give a fuck what other people think,
No, I don't either. I'm fine with, like, I have friends of all different kinds of friends, man. Like, but yeah, that is weird. It's like, I mean, I've had other like shows that I've had to take down here because people have like said stuff they believed in, and then afterwards we're kind of worried about like their job and stuff like that. And
I was doing the gym in the middle of COVID, and so was Jeff and those guys, and overwhelmingly positive response. Nobody was ever coming in tripping out on me. Maybe one random person that wasn't ever going to come to the gym, that was just coming in to specifically look for trouble.
Yeah, there was those people.
Doctors, nurses, left wing, right wing.
Everybody's still
wear your mask. You wear your mask. Because the gym is such a spiritual place for people. I think because it's like meditating or something. You're coming in, you're getting your work done, you're in your zone, you're working on yourself. And
well, also health is like the number one thing. It should have been during COVID. It's like,
yeah, health's important for everybody, right?
It's super important, man.
What's $1 billion worth if you look like shit? Fucking.
Yeah.
You're not gonna enjoy it.
So I think a lot of people, were probably happy to have those gyms being open during that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was weird that they tried to close down gyms. Mm-hmm. That was I think that was totally wrong. And it shouldn't have been that way, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's all you can do is just focus on what you got to do.
Yeah, man. So, like, and that didn't affect the business at all. I was going to say, I think the only people that really had issue with some of that stuff, like you said, were people that were like, I know even at work we had some people write reviews or something. It was just like, I mean, I think we just had, it was more like we had like a right-wing person like complaining about stuff we were doing at the bar, and it's like, yeah, but this is just the rules we have to follow to stay open. So like, sorry, like there's nothing we could do about it. And,
yeah.
Like, I understand you're frustrated, but I don't know. People were pretty cool during all that for the most part.
I mean, I'd love to think that, we could just put that behind us and not deal with that again. I don't know if that's what's in the agenda for us with the fucking powers that be, dude.
If something like that happens again, what do you think it'll be?
Global warming, climate change.
Climate change, yeah.
Without a doubt, yeah. I mean, I think that's the next one that they're going to try to do the social credit score and.
Right.
You know, now they're talking about doing the, and this is, who gives a fuck about any of this shit? But I mean, really, it feels so out of your control that it's like almost like why talk about it? But yeah, like the government cryptocurrencies that they want to come out with, the government electronic currencies.
That's weird.
You see with Venmo and all these things that we thought were like free things that we're free trading with. Like when those truckers got shut down in Canada.
Yep.
Oh, you're not even allowed to donate to them because that's wrong thinking that they have, dude. Like that was a really fucked up example of like the control that government has is now with these monetary systems. Like, oh, we'll just shut their bank accounts down.
Right.
For protesting.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't donate to them.
That was like
we'll shut your GoFundMe down. We'll shut your Venmo down.
Everybody seemed to like Justin Trudeau before that.
So when you have cash taken away, I mean,
the government should be able to do that.
I think that's where they're going, right? Because Bitcoin and all these things are unregulated, right? But they're super effective. You can use them for all kinds of transactions.
But now they're trying to like tax that stuff, right? Like
make government currencies that are electronic, and it'll all be Uber tracked. You know, you're not gonna be able to buy your trend online with your government.
You're painting this crazy picture of the future. It's making me depressed right now.
I don't get too depressed. It'll be all right.
Fuck, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I definitely. Yeah, I did not agree with that either. That trucker thing. I mean, they shouldn't have been able to do that, to shut that down. I mean, yeah, everything is so fucking just like.
It's just important that people keep their eyes open. You know, if everybody was seeing what they're doing when they try to pull that shit off, people wouldn't go for it. You know, like if
it does seem like
60, 70, 80% of America was like, no, we ain't doing that. Like, but as long as they can tribalize stuff and just make an issue Democrat or Republican, and you're just going to agree with whatever.
You're going to agree with whatever side you believe in and think the other side is totally evil and piece of shit.
Then that's how they have all the power to do these wild things that you would think would have been like,
That is wild because I don't subscribe to that where it's like
30 years ago you wouldn't have got away with shutting down anybody's speech, right? Like in America they wouldn't have gone for it.
No, it's definitely different now. Everything is very, red and blue, and if you like blue, you hate red, and everything that's wrong in the world is caused by red. And if you like red, and then everything in the world that's wrong is literally caused by the blue, and there's like no in between, or like, I don't know, dude. Yeah, that shit is wild right now.
It's like green and pink.
Yeah, purple, whatever. Red and blue. I don't know, dude. Fuck. So, that's a bleak picture. Like,
but it's just like anything else. What are you going to do? Enjoy your life while you have it. If anything, that's, what I think about daily is like, man, I got to get out.
So is that just kind of where you just kind of focus on building your business and, building yourself and your family up, and like that's why you don't kind of worry about that kind of stuff? Like,
yeah, you just build yourself up, build your business, build your family, build your own brand. I'd like to get out and travel a little bit, build your friendships. I mean, what's the things that's really valuable?
The actually important stuff in life, right? Yeah. So what? If you're gonna travel, where would you want to go, man?
Well, I loved Hawaii. We were in Hawaii for a little bit. So I always kind of want to go back there. But I would like to, I think, kind of maybe expand out a little bit, try some different things. Mexico looks cool. Everybody keeps telling me go check out Mexico.
Never been?
No.
No, I haven't either.
All like the cenotes and stuff. So I'd like to take, me and Laura go do that. Or, I would love to just... take the whole family and just go travel around Europe or something. I don't know if my businesses are set up to the point where I could do that right now.
That'd be cool, though, wouldn't it?
Just take them, go experience different cultures.
Think how dope that would be for your kids, man.
Yeah. I mean, they got a pretty good life already, but
How many kids you got?
4.
4 now?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's awesome.
17, 7, 4, and 1.
No shit. Yeah, 4 is a good number. I always say I want to have 4 kids. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, you want to have 4 kids?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of late though, dude. I'm already
Yeah.
37. I'm like, shit, I don't know.
Yeah, just start spraying them around.
I could do it, yeah. But no, man, that's awesome. So, what's new with the gym or anything? Like, I know you guys. So, when I went to the gym that you have, Big Iron Gym, it was in Everett, and that was the first one you opened, right?
Yep.
And then you opened another location in Seattle. How's that going?
Good. I just kind of did a little remodel in there, moved some equipment around, put some new lighting up.
The Seattle one looks pretty dope. I still haven't been out there.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get some guy to come blast some graffiti on the wall. Yeah, Seattle's cool. Seattle's fun. Everett's great. I just opened up another space next door where I've been doing group training.
And that's part of the personal training. You can sell like group packages, like classes.
I do classes in there, yeah. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. Kind of a headache, but it's been good. And then it's like more functional. I put all the turf, a bunch of like wall rides. It looks like a CrossFit gym almost in that side of the gym.
Okay, nice.
So I took, the hamstring, glute ham machine, all the functional stuff, put it on that side. A little quieter over there.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome, man. The Seattle one, I've been meaning to go check it out. It looks pretty freaking cool, man. But, well, what other goals you got for the year?
Well, it's getting pretty close to the end of the year. I don't know.
It is, man. Well, so you got that bodybuilding show coming up in April.
Yeah.
So what goals do you have in mind for next year, I guess I would say? More bodybuilding shows, more work on the business.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to start investing my money next year. Or this year. I'll probably start that pretty soon. Take 10% of my money and just start investing it into an account. I've been thinking about that.
Yep.
I've been thinking about opening up another coffee stand.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we'll do that next year. Getting a house early next year. Want to find a good house. Laura's pretty tied down to the school district that we're in right now, so.
Right. So you want to stay nearby?
Yeah, we're kind of looking in like Snohomish.
So you've never thought about like moving away or anything to a different state, or?
Yeah, lots of times. But at some point you get so rooted.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's a different, I don't know what's good. At the end of the day, as long as you love your family, I think it's fine. But, I'm rooted. All my relationships are here. My friends are here.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's always enticing to think like, oh, man, it'd be cool. Let's go to Texas. It's awesome there.
Yeah, everybody's like Texas or, yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing that ties me to Texas. And, I have lots of great relationships here that hold me here. So,
it'd be tough to just up and move somewhere, dude,
But it'd be cool to be able to buy a house and, another place and go visit whenever you want.
Yeah, that'd be dope. If you get yourself to that level, dude, just buy another house and live like half the year there, half the year here,
Yeah, do an Airbnb, let it make
money while you're gone. Yeah. Another business opportunity. Yeah, it's like my godparents used to do that. They'd live here half the year and they lived in Arizona half the year.
That's common here, yeah.
They loved it,
Yeah.
So hell yeah, dude.
Snowbirds.
All right, man. Well, is there anything else that you want to shout out? Let's give a shout out to your business and everything you got going on. Man.
Yeah, Big Iron Gym, Seattle. If you're looking for training, coaching, weight loss goals, competition goals, we do all that. And we got group classes going. If you're just getting into it, you want to find a little more comfortable environment to jump in with some other people. We got some small groups going. My guy Tariq, if you need a detail, you need any mobile mechanic services, brakes, oil changes, Champ's Choice. Hit me up for that. Hit him up.
Hell yeah.
He's trying to get his roots down here in the Northwest.
Yes, sir. Then you got coffee stands.
And the coffee stand. Yeah, you come by our coffee stand, Lake Stevens.
There you go, man. Any other sponsorships you need to shout out or anything?
No.
No, that's it, man. All right, man. Well, you want to call it good for today then?
Yeah, that was perfect. Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
you being here, man.
Yep,
that was dope. So yeah, go give a shout out to or go try out Big Iron Gym, try out the coffee stands, hit them up for training. And yeah, thank you guys for listening, and thank you for being here, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate it.